The top 10 biggest bank robberies of all time. While winning the lottery, robbing a bank is a time-honored technique that is used by people who fantasize about never having to work ever again. And what's exciting is it is successful as long as you don't get caught. Welcome to our channel, Mr. Deep Pocket, and join us as we watch the top 10 biggest bank robberies of all time. We will count down the 10 biggest robberies ever staged and stay until the end, as the robberies are worth more than you think. So don't miss any of them. Before beginning this video, if you enjoy watching such videos, then smash that subscribe button to subscribe to our channel, Mr. Deep Pocket, and the bell icon so that we can notify you whenever we upload a new video. Without further ado, let's begin. Number 10. The Dunbar Armored Robbery, $18.9 million. In the year 1997, around 6 men pulled off what remained the biggest cash heist in the history of the United States. The leader of that gang was Alan Pace, who was the worst safety inspector ever that was employed by Dunbar Armored Trucking Company. Clip timed the security cameras at the Dunbar facility in Los Angeles so that he could be able to avoid them. He even recruited his 5 childhood friends to help him accomplish this robbery of the vault. All of them broke in and assaulted 2 guards on their lunch breaks. Doing so, they succeeded in loading about $18.9 million into a U-Haul. They almost went away, but one of their robbers got careless and ended up giving the stolen cash to a friend as a loan without removing the cash straps. Number 9. The United California Bank Heist, $30 million. In 1972, Emil Dinzio, a professional criminal from Ohio, he formed a gang of 6 members and flew them to California. They all rented a townhouse, and there they planned this huge bank heist, as they had mistakenly heard that President Richard Nixon kept a multi-million-dollar fund. They all divided their way into the vault and stole about $30 million as cash as well as valuables. Later, they all fled away, scrubbing down the townhouse. The cops somehow identified the robbers through a generous tip that they gave to the taxi driver and from fingerprints found inside the townhouse dishwasher. Number 8. The British Bank of Middle East Robbery, $20 to $50 million. In 1976, a group of robbers robbed the British Bank on confusion when Lebanon was in the midst of a civil war. In one of the most brazen robberies, the group utilized explosives to burst through the walls of the Catholic Church and entered the neighboring British Bank. They even brought a professional locksmith with them to open the vault. The robbers made about $44.5 million in cash, gold bars, jewels, stocks, and other valuables. No one was arrested among them, and today the stolen valuables are worth more than 3 times the value in 1976. Number 7. The Northern Bank Robbery, $41 million. A week before Christmas in 2004, robbers in Northern Ireland dressed as police officers, and they entered a home of 2 bank managers. The families were taken hostage, and the bank managers were instructed to go to work at the bank as normal the next day. When the work ended, the managers let the thieves into the bank, and there they stole about 26.5 British pounds and other foreign currencies, making it about $41 million for the total haul. This was the biggest bank robbery in Irish history, and the case is still unsolved, as so far only 1 person was arrested for money laundering. Number 6. The Brinks Burglary, $41 million. One of the most notorious banks in Britain got robbed, and behind this heist was an inside job. On the morning of the heist in 1983, a Brinks security guard, Anthony Black, let the group of robbers into the warehouse of the company at Heathrow Airport in London. They tied up with other guards as well. The robbers' crew quickly realized that the warehouse held not only a huge amount of money, but also some gold and diamonds as well. They made off with $41 million in their loot, and in return, they wished the guards a Merry Christmas. Most of these robbers were caught, but the gold remains at large. Number 5. The Banco Central Burglary, $71.6 million. The Banco Central burglary in Fortaleza happened in 2005 in the country of Brazil and was once recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the greatest bank robbery ever in the history of the world. To pull it off, a gang of 25 members set up a fake landscaping business, and they all spent about 3 months digging a 256-foot tunnel that led up through the bank's vault floor. Once they all went inside, they stole several containers that were worth 160 million Brazilian or $71.6 million in 2005. Among these 25, only 8 of them were arrested, and about $20 million were recovered by police. Number 4. The Securitas Depot Robbery, $83 million. The largest cash robbery in the history of Britain went down in 2006 at the warehouse of a security service company in Kent. An insider had filmed the interior of the Securitas Depot in preparation and helped the robbers. The robbers, clad in elaborate masks, they kidnapped the branch manager of the company and held his family hostage. They even took him to the warehouse and forced him to give them access to the cash cages. The robbers' crew stole approximately $83 million, and despite their clever disguises, some of them got caught by the cops, as the makeup artist who designed the masks became a key witness against them in this case. Number 3. The Knightsbridge Security Deposit Robbery, $97 million. Valerio Vici, the man who had already been wanted for more than 50 armed robberies in Italy, had committed somehow the perfect crime in London in the year 1987. He, with his assistant, walked into a bank and asked to rent a safe deposit box. When they were shown to the vault, they pulled out guns and overpowered the guards as well as the bank manager. After putting a closed sign on the bank door, they let their friends in and broke into the safe deposit boxes. They made about $97 million in that robbery, including some cash and valuables. Vici then fled to South America, but he was arrested when he returned to England for the shipment of his Ferrari to his new home. Number 2. The Dar es Salaam bank heist, $282 million. Up to this day, few details are known about the robbery at the Dar es Salaam Bank in Baghdad, Iraq in 2007. It is a private financial institution, and it's still unclear why the bank had so much of American cash on their hand to steal. Well, allegedly, the theft was orchestrated by several bank guards, and the government there suspected the robbers also had contacts with their local police or militias. They even suspected that they allowed them to pass through several checkpoints across Baghdad undetected. No further information about this case has ever been released concerning where the money is or who is responsible. Number 1. The Central Bank of Iraq Robbery, $920 million. Well, the biggest bank robbery of all time is a whopping amount, $920 million in Iraq. It is yet another robbery in Baghdad that became the largest and the biggest bank heist in history. The mastermind behind this robbery was none other than Saddam Hussein, the Iraqi dictator. One day, before the Iraq War began in 2003, he sent 3 of his large trucks to the central bank, and with that, he also sent his son Qusay with a handwritten note asking to withdraw nearly about $1 billion to keep it from enemy hands. The money was then loaded into the trucks and driven away. Most of the cash from that robbery was recovered in the ensuing raids, but it doesn't end here, as the illicit loot that American soldiers made was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars for themselves and their families. 35 service members were caught. So here you were with the top 10 biggest bank robberies of all time. If you enjoyed the video, then like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel, Mr. Deep Pocket, to enjoy other captivating videos just like this. Also, press the bell icon so that we can notify you regularly about the videos we upload.